Hi, everybody. My name is Angelica from the MathMagician Bookkeeping, and I wanted to discuss bookkeeping task frequency for those of you out there that have your own businesses, so that way you have a better idea of how often you should be doing certain tasks within your business. So, starting off, we're going to be talking about daily and weekly tasks. So, this could be anything from categorizing your transactions to entering deposits, so on and so forth. So, categorizing transactions, you're probably doing this at least daily, if not weekly. And if you aren't, you should at least be doing it daily or weekly. This is coding or categorizing your transactions. That way, the tax accountant at the end of the year knows exactly where everything belongs. So, like your meals go to meals and entertainment, office supplies, legal fees, all of those are coded or categorized into the appropriate category. Like I said, that way when tax season comes, you know what is going to be a deductible expense. Also, you're going to need to enter deposits. So this is going to be any of your revenue, sales, income, anything like that. You're going to want to go ahead and record that deposit or that revenue, especially knowing that weekly moving forward to help with your cash flow. Also, you're going to be wanting to enter your bills or invoices. You're probably doing this daily, and if not, probably weekly. But your invoices are probably going to be something at least done on a daily basis, especially if you're using a bookkeeping software to keep up with it. So send out your invoices, create those bills from your vendors, go ahead and put them in your accounting software. That way they're easy to track and you know exactly what's going on every single time that you send out one of those transactions. And then, depending on how often you process your payroll, it could be weekly or bi weekly, but just make sure that you are getting that payroll taken care of because there's nothing worse than getting your check late from your actual paycheck provider. So, I'm sure there's a lot of employees you have that appreciate if you have your payroll done in a timely manner. So, then next, we're going to talk about your monthly tasks. So this is going to involve looking at your inventory, making sure it's correct. So for instance, if you have a cigar business or something like that, making sure that every item that you have the information for that, the amount of quantity left, the pricing, make sure that you know if things need to be ordered again. So just making sure that your inventory is up to date and correct. Next is going to be your sales tax payments / filings. I know here in the state of Tennessee, it is due by the 20th. I also know in Colorado it's due by the 20th, but there's a few other states where it's not, but generally it's due somewhere around the 20th to the 25th of every month. So you just want to make sure that if you have a company that does have to file sales tax, that is something that you are doing at that time to avoid penalties. Then this is another one that's really important is reconciling all your accounts. So this includes your checking, savings, credit card, loans, PayPal, Venmo, anything that you use for your business needs to be reconciled, meaning that it needs to match your bank statement for that month. Then along with that, you're able to produce a monthly report. So you're able to see your profit and loss report, your balance sheet, your cash flow statement. This is going to kind of give you an overall idea of how your business is doing. The profit and loss report is going to kind of lay out what your income and your expenses look like for that month. Your balance sheet is going to show you what your assets and liabilities look like for that month, just kind of an overall snapshot of how the business is doing. And then your cash flow statement is going to show you how good the flow of your cash is going in and out. So especially if you are counting on like invoices and stuff, you may be counting on like a $10,000 invoice to come in, but you're spending more than that. And so your cash flow could kind of go up and down. So being able to recognize that and be able to look at that on a monthly basis is very important. And it can be a game changer for a lot of businesses to understand these reports to figure out what they need to fix within their business if they are noticing that their cash flow is not as good as it seems. And then to avoid any mistakes being made beyond this point, we would close the books for that specific month. That way you cannot go back and make any changes and everything, everything's all buttoned up and nice. So why would you want to go back and destroy that? So being able to have those books closed, that way there is no room for any error. So then next we're going to look at quarterly. So this is where a lot of the tax stuff comes in. So we've got your sales tax, payroll tax, and estimated tax. So your sales tax, like I said, is paid monthly, but it will also be paid quarterly. And then you have your payroll taxes is going to be like your withholdings, your unemployment, stuff like that. Those items need to be paid quarterly. And then your estimated tax, this is going to be kind of an estimation of how much you're going to be owing the government at the end of the year. And instead of having to do it in all one lump sum, you're just doing it every quarter instead of it being so much. So then we have annual tasks. So it's kind of the same thing as the monthly tasks, except on a larger scale. You're encompassing the whole entire year. So with that, you want to make sure that the inventory is correct, and then make sure the accounts receivable and accounts payable don't have any outstanding payments. Like I said, this refers back to your invoicing that you're sending out to your customers, as well as the bills that you're receiving from vendors. You want to make sure that all of those have been paid. There's nothing outstanding, because there could be an invoice from one of your customers that hasn't been paid, and that's money that belongs to you that you need to sort out and figure out what's going on with that. Send out your W-2s and 1099s. So your W-2s are going to go to your actual hired employees. 1099s are going to go to anybody that you subcontracted work out to. I believe it's over $600. If you paid a contractor over $600 that year, then they require a 1099. So these are things that you have to do, I believe, at December of every year. That way everybody has what they need whenever it comes time to do taxes. And then, just like with your monthly reports, you want to produce your end of year reports. And so your profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flow statement, but on a larger scale, year wide. That way you're able to see kind of how you did. And then, like I said, with the monthly, close the books for the year, because you want to make sure that there is nothing that can go back and be changed once everything is kind of set in stone. So I hope this video kind of helped you get a better understanding of how often certain tasks need to be done. And if you need help identifying certain things within your business and just need overall help with your bookkeeping in general, then I will leave my information for you. Again, I am Jellica with the MathMagician Bookkeeping, and I look forward to seeing you. Bye.